Here's new audio that has been released by the New York Times' Maggie Haberman that is sure to set the stage for a Trump DeSantis showdown. Take a listen.
Ron DeSantis.
He was at 3%. He was a great defender of mine in the Russian hoax. He was on television. But the people of Florida didn't associate with him with the word governor. In other words, they saw him constantly defending me on Russia, Russia, Russia. But, you know, oftentimes you see that, but you don't say, oh, he's going to be governor of Florida. He came to me, he said, I'd love your endorsement. I said, Ron, you're at 3%. You can't win. He said, if you endorse me, I can. And I said, well, look, you know, you never know, but it's not going to be easy. This guy's got $28 million. He's been running for 8 years.
Oh, yeah, see, he begged me for that endorsement. He wasn't going to win. He begged me. Drama. It's so delicious. It's so delicious. So, okay, let's get into this and what it means politically. So, look, right now, everybody considers Ron DeSantis as the only person capable of taking on Donald Trump if he runs in 2024, which remains to be seen. I think it's very likely that he does run to try to get away from his legal issues, but so far he hasn't declared. But there's still quite some time. But I've been thinking about this lately. And honestly, do I believe that Ron DeSantis is going to be a threat to Donald Trump at all? No. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. That said, according to Haberman, Trump sees it a little bit differently. In fact, here she is on CNN going over that.
There is no potential candidate in the Republican field who Trump has talked about more to aides than Ron DeSantis. It is a constant running discussion, and you really caught that, I think, in what he was saying to me, where he believes he made Ron DeSantis. Now, Donald Trump believes he makes a lot of people who he doesn't make. He definitely helped vault DeSantis over the top in 2018, but one of the things that I explore in Confidence Man is how he believes that if he does something for someone, they owe him fealty for life, including to the exclusion of their own future ambitions. And he clearly believes that Ron DeSantis, should be aware of the fact that Trump vaulted him ahead.
Look, hey, she's right. When it comes to the idea of Donald Trump making DeSantis, yeah, no, 100%. Would DeSantis be a thing without Donald Trump's endorsement? No. Again, he won by a very, very small margin. I mean, not a huge victory, not a huge upset. Okay. That said, Ron DeSantis has done very good for the voters of, or at least Republican voters of Florida, in not doing anything that actually materially improves their conditions of their lives, but in fighting the culture wars. And of course, owning the libs. He's made owning the libs a top priority. Oh, and cracking down against trans people. Yes, of course. That is why DeSantis is leading in the polls versus former Republican, now Democrat Charlie Crist, and is very likely probably going to win re-election. That's no doubt that MAGA approves of Ron DeSantis has been doing. But if you were to go against Donald Trump, understand that that's not going to matter. He's going to get destroyed, obliterated, unmanned. Okay? Because what Ron DeSantis is compared to Trump,
beta male.
Okay, he's not going to do very well. And look, the reason for that is because Ron DeSantis does not exude strength. He does not seem like a strong guy. You listen to him talk, he's actually really boring. He's boring, a little whiny, in his voice, and this is not entertaining at all. Now, when you're talking about Donald Trump's a natural entertainer. He is a very entertaining person and kind of hilarious to listen to. He whips up the crowd, and look, on appearances alone, there's no way MAGA would choose DeSantis over Donald Trump. There's no way in hell. So if there is ever a head-to-head match, we know that immediately Ron DeSantis is going to bend down and lick Trump's boots. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Again, beta. That's what they are. Now, that said, honestly, I would actually rather have Ron DeSantis over Donald Trump be the 2024 nominee. And I know some of you might disagree with that, but let me give you the reasons, right? And look, I've even said this before. Oh, well, look, Ron DeSantis would be dangerous because he's actually competent. Okay, I've changed my mind on that. Donald Trump tried to orchestrate a coup with fake electors to overthrow our system of government. And he, again, commands a lot of, I guess, respect, fealty when it comes to Republicans, when it comes to Republican voters. And so, look, the only thing that's keeping him, I think, out of prison is the fact that the entire Republican establishment is definitely terrified of him. They absolutely are. Are they afraid of Ron DeSantis? I don't see that. I don't really see anybody afraid of Ron DeSantis. I don't see him inspiring that kind of fear in other people, in Republicans. Now, that said, why is Donald Trump so seemingly concerned about Ron DeSantis? Calling him, what was it, fat? And other, I guess, other things. I don't exactly remember what he called DeSantis. But I know fat was in there, which is kind of hilarious. Because, I mean, seriously, bro. Don't throw stones if you live in a giant glass house. But look, for Trump, though, the reason that he is concerned is because Donald Trump has one mode, attack. Being a deeply insecure person, well, you know, he becomes your classic bully. Fat and whiny. Thank you, Onyx. And look, if you're a bully, yeah, of course you're going to be super insecure, but you're able to unman people. And in this case, in Donald Trump's case, he's been able to unman the entire Republican Party as the establishment. Now, that would be originally be quite hilarious without all the other stuff that we know. Because of the fact that they have literally let him get away with things that nobody else would. Nobody else would. That's what makes Donald Trump far more dangerous than Ron DeSantis. And why, if there is a challenge between those two in 2024, Donald Trump will absolutely win.